yourself.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what we'll do is when the rains go down, then we will start. I'm going to start now. But when you realize you can't hear me, you alert me so that I pause. Because if you don't do it this way, then I don't know when we get the time to have the Excel class. Okay. But at the moment, can everybody hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Yes,
Yes,
so
yes, I can.
all right. So, have you ever been in a situation that you wish you had a simple way of performing arithmetic or calculations without the use of a calculator, punching it here and there, especially when you have a list of items that it's quite unbearable for you to finish within a task, within a specific time. For example, we've been hearing a lot of teachers complaining about keying student scores. And whenever they finish marking, they have to look for the ICT guy to come and key in their scores, give them their grades and all that. And when there's pressure on the ICT guy, he runs away. So what happens? Hello?
Hi.
Have you been in
Many,
that situation before?
yes, please.
Or probably you are owning a shop and you need to perform some calculations on the stock. What I mean is the products that you have brought. You have a number of products, and then you want to keep track of records. You want to keep track of records of all the products in the store, maybe a provision shop or something. And you have a number of them. You are using calculator, taking every product and then knowing the total, how much has been sold, how much is left, how are you going to restock and all those things. Sometimes you feel, hey, this work is too much for me. Let me go and hire somebody to come and manage my store for me. You don't have money to hire anybody. And even those who hide are stealing from you. And you are running your mouth. These people are stealing from me. I have to do it myself. You go there and you cannot do it because you feel punching every product, knowing the prices, punching it with the calculator one by one, the manual way. You do about 5 of them and you are already tired. So what do? You realize you would have preferred a much more smarter way of dealing with all these calculations, isn't it? So today we are going to look for, I will not say that is the ultimate way, ultimate approach. One motivator said that we are all moving, but somebody is using flights, that is aircraft, either aeroplane or helicopter. Another person is using a train. Another person is even using a boat. Another person is using a car. Another person is using a motorbike. Another person is using a bicycle. And another person is trekking. Who will reach they are all moving to the same destination. So who reaches their destination first?
The one with the aircraft.
Of course, the one with the aircraft. So we are not saying that the other types of performing arithmetic calculations are wrong, but we want one that will be much more efficient. That is using what? Less effort. Aircraft say one break. They are using less effort. Comparing one with the aircraft and the one checking. And you'll be do a cramp for no break. How much more you are going to a tsunami? We can all go by bus. Traffic so you realize that we have so many ways of killing a cat, but we would want one that we can use less effort, but we can utilize time. So one of those approaches is by the use of Microsoft Excel, right? So what am I saying? It is a software tool that helps you to calculate or use arithmetic functions to perform a task. And it is much more simpler and easier to perform those tasks if you know or if you are aware of the principles involved. So if you learn and you master it, you realize that you are an accountant, you have a good skill in Microsoft Excel. Somebody doesn't have it and will go by the manual way and using pen and paper, getting the calculator by the side and punching everything. You use Excel and you are much more efficient than the one who is going the manual way. That is why we will not allow only the accounting student to learn Excel. We, the management students, would also want to prove that we can use Excel. Okay. So let us don't what I know some of us are afraid of figures like myself. Whenever I'm in the statistics classroom, in fact, I feel so uneasy because the terms and then the figures will just be bouncing here and there. And if I've made up my mind to learn, and I have to learn it by all means, even though sometimes I struggle a lot. But Excel is not even like that. It is simple to use Excel and it is sweet. It is so sweet when you are on top and you have performed a particular function and you have not made any mistake. And the function yesterday, it's been a long time, I revisited it. So yesterday evening, I revisited it, performed the function, did a trial. And the first time I performed, I thought I was even going to get it wrong because it's been a very long time I use. And Excel is something that if you don't practice, you forget, honestly, especially when it comes to the use of functions and other things. So it's been a long time though, but I just performed one function and afa, the joy alone that you will experience, it can reduce your blood pressure to 0.000. So I just want you all to find some keen interest. Okay. When you are not interested in something, yet you close your mind. But as soon as you are eager to learn and you have already encouraged that feeling of I will know, I will get it. It is not difficult. You will get it. But right from day one, hey, madam is come to teach Excel. What is that? Me, I don't like calculations. So you have closed your mind. So whatever I will say here, you will not get it. So before I start, I just want you all to have a deep breath, breathe in and out, and then tune your mindset that Excel is a very smart approach of dealing with figures. And it's so loving. Henceforth, when you go back to school, you are going to key in the student result by yourself. Tell them that if you know the formula, ask him, which grade should be awarded A, which grade should be awarded B, which grade should be awarded C plus, and all those things. Who should pass, who should fail. If you know that function, you can just get your function right and then with just one click, all the students, or more than 500 Excel will perform the function for you. So when you are a master of it, it is sweet to work with Excel because it is less stressful. But if you close your mind from the onset and you don't listen, and then you keep on making mistakes, you become frustrated along the way. So it's not about fear, but I want to take that fear out of you and then make up your mind that performing Excel functions is an interesting thing to do. And imagine you are with accounting students and they are bluffing, and then you as the management students are showing what mastery of one of the things that they think they are the only people who can study it. And they would all marvel and say, wow, then you are a versatile person. You can do everything. You can even be given some of their tasks to perform. Why then you perform their tasks. That is how the world is moving. The world is moving in a dynamic way that if you are checking, you'll be late. So nobody wants to check. We all want to use what? The flights. Because companies, organizations are looking for efficient people, not people who think they are hardworking by using labor. We want people who are using what? Are working hard and smart. The smart comes with what? Efficiency. So let's all take a deep breath. In 2 minutes time, I will begin the lesson. I have already given what Excel is and what it seeks to do. I said it is a software tool that is used to perform mathematical operations. And one importance that you can all say is that it is much more efficient, it is easier to use, and it is simple to use. Yes, it helps you to reach your goals or easier your targets at a much faster pace. With all that I have described, you can, if you're asked to define, you should be able to define. If you're asked to explain benefits, all those things are one mark, which might come in subjective, but I'm not even interested in such questions. My focus for today is the practical aspect of what? Using Microsoft Excel. Like Excel or Microsoft Excel. I don't know how yours has been programmed. If you want to go through the other means too, you can go to the start button, search for all programs, and then click on Excel. Usually it is arranged in alphabetical order. So the E column, you would find Excel, and then you click on it, and the Excel spreadsheet application opens for you. So it's the spreadsheet application. Have we all launched our Microsoft Excel? This is the element of the Excel screen. That is the spreadsheet. This is the screen. So if you have launched your Excel and you are not seeing the screen, then probably you launched a different software. You didn't launch Microsoft Excel. So if we are all on the same page, we will discuss briefly each of the elements of the Excel screen and what is being used for. So that if you start working with it, you don't confuse yourself. Hey, where should I go? What should I do here? And all that. What is this part saying? Why is it showing this and all that? So if we are all if we have all launched our Excel and then we are able to see the screen, let's give a thumbs up. If you can hear me, give a thumbs up. If you can't hear me, raise your hand. Raise your hand and tell me you can't hear me. So we have all opened our Excel application. Good. Now the next thing to do is to discuss each of the elements of the screen. A minute, okay?
Okay, though.
Okay, so can we continue? Now, if you're able to zoom this is fine. If not, since you have already opened the Excel screen, let's discuss each of it. The first one to look at is, you realize that the screen has what? Grade of cells. You can see some broken, should I say broken lines, or it's actually called the grade. Grade of cells where you can type the data. And it divides itself into rows and columns. Rows are actually vertical and columns are what? Horizontal. So the intersection of a row and a column gives us a cell. So for example, by default, when you open the Excel screen, you realize that the first cell had been selected. That is the active cell. You have blue lines around it. Whenever you have that blue box around each of the cell, it shows that that cell is active. It is active in the sense that when you start typing, it goes into that cell. So let's try our hands on. Just start typing anything there. You can type your name there, or you can type a figure there, or anything. Whatever you type goes into what a place called the name box. So let's see, where is the name box? The name box is at the portion that where you have not typed had been written what? A1. A1. So assuming you type something there, that A1 would pick up whatever you typed there. However, if there are figures or something, it will still maintain what? A1. Excel uses the name box to perform its operations. What I mean is, for example, at A1, you have typed 5. You have keyed the number 5. When you go to B1, you have keyed the number 5. Assuming you go to C and then you want to perform mathematical operations on both, summing them, it will not tell you 5 plus 5. It will tell you what? A1 plus B1. So when you perform that mathematical operations, it will tell you A1 plus B1. So C1 is giving you what? 10. It will show 10 in the active cell at C1. However, in the name box, you realize it is giving you the function A1 plus B1. I'm taking it slowly while we discuss the elements so that you know exactly what happens whenever you do what? You put in something in the active cell. So that is it. So I've explained what a cell is, the intersection of what? Rows and columns. Therefore, you may ask, what are the rows? I said rows are horizontal. So rows are actually the numbers column because it is moving horizontal. And what are the columns? The columns are the alphabets. The alphabets are actually in the columnar form. Do you get it? So those are the alphabets. Now the intersection of two, A, which is the what? Column, and the row, which is the number, is giving you what? It's giving you an active cell. And I've explained what the active cell does. Now let's take, don't worry, I'll come to the tabs and discuss all that is in the tab, but I want to first focus on the grid lines first. Now you realize that on top of the grid line from the screen, elements of the screen, we have what is called what? The formula bar. You get it? The formula bar. The formula bar is usually to perform the operations, the mathematical operations. So that is where you can see all the formulas, all that you have done. The Excel is all about what? Formulas. Even when you press 2 plus 2, it gives you a formula. For example, assuming you want to find the sum of it, I don't want to start by doing much more of the practical, but let me just give you a light one. It will give you what? If the formula will be what? Equal to, maybe if you have put 2 in cell A1 and another 2 in cell B1, then the formula bar where you would see that C2 will produce that formula. If you want to sum it, it is not automatically producing that formula, but you, the one using, the user of the Excel, you to instruct the computer what to do, and it does it. So if you want to sum it, you would instruct the computer, okay, A1, which is 2. I want the summation of A1 and B2. So at your C, where you would produce the formula equal to A1 plus B2, then you press the enter, which automatically gives you the sum. When you look at the formula bar, you realize that the formula bar is giving you what? The machine or the Excel's way of interpreting how you had the results. So in other words, the formula bar would show you exactly what formula it was used, or what formula is being used. Okay, then we can take our eyes off the active cell where we have the name box, the active cell, and the formula bar, and go to the tab region. The tabs, the first things on the screen. Right from onset, you can see what we call the title bar, even from Word documents. What did we say about the title bar? This one you would tell me. It is what? Transfer of knowledge. The same applies to Microsoft Excel. The same function of title bar for Microsoft Word is the same function for Microsoft Excel. So who is going to tell us what is being used? What does the title bar means, and what are you expecting to see with the title bar?
Madam, I'll try.
Good.
Hmm. Please, I think it displays the app you have launched or the app you are using. The name of the app.
Okay, the application, the name of the application. So yes, you are right. So which name are you giving to it? So you can key in something. For example, you are going to have an exercise. So I believe all of you have, apart from the assignment, which I don't know whether I sent you an Excel assignment, but you are going to have a practical exercise. So you are going to give it a title. You are going to give it a title, depending on how the question would. It's actually, I think, assessment scores of students. So you can give it that title. Then we move on to what? The tabs. Okay. Before that, since I want to follow with what the slide is saying, we already spoke about the worksheets, which is what? Rows and column. I want to talk about workbook in itself. Workbook is the composition of different worksheets. So beneath it, look at your Excel sheets. You can see workbook 1 is a workbook 1. That means sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. You can add up. And the plus sign means you can add up. So when you add, you go to sheet 2. When you add another one, sheet 3. So you have so many sheets in a workbook. So workbook is the composition of different worksheets. So what you have here is a worksheet because by default, when you open the Excel, it's by default you have sheet 1, but there are more sheets there. So you might be working here and would want to work something, but probably in the same line, you don't want to open a new Excel. So you can work here, you want to pick some information from another Excel and bring it here. You can, instead of you closing and opening a new one or using the Control N, like we have been doing in the Word, you can just add by going to worksheet 2 and then do whatever you want to do there. Worksheet 3, add more of the Excel work that you are doing. Okay. Then to go to the file bottom, Just like Microsoft Word, file button gives us functions like the save, the save as, the print function, and all those things. So that one I wouldn't talk a lot because you already know what the file button usually does. It performs these functions. Now let's go to the quick access toolbar. Can we locate the quick access toolbar? Just as the name implies, quick access toolbar gives you a fast and easy access to the tools. So the tools you use often in the Excel function. Can we mention some of the tools there at the quick access toolbar, giving you fast and easy access to them? Oh, let's mention them. Haven't you opened your Excel screen?
Madam, please, mine is not showing quick access something. No.
It's not showing quick access toolbar.
Yes, please.
What are you using?
Please, a laptop.
Hey, maybe it's hidden. Sometimes it hides. Yes, if it's hidden, you can. When it's more like drawing a curtain. I don't know, or you have an arrow there to show hidden icons.
Let me check and see.
Okay, or if you are still struggling, you take a snapshot and let's see how we can help you.
All right, ma.
Okay, who else? So, oh, I'm waiting for you.
Yes, madam.
Mm-hmm.
The quick access toolbar contains a close, minimize, and the maximize.
Uh-huh. So you can find that there. You can as well find the save, the undo, and those things. Redo. That sign. Are you not familiar with that sign? The undo and the redo. It's like an arrow, bent arrow. The arrow showing left is what? Undo. And the arrow showing to the right, redo. On top there. Or if you, since you mentioned those things, can you take a shot of your screen so that we see it? Because most people have theirs hidden. That is why they are quiet. If yours is not hidden and it's clear, you can zoom it for them to see. Okay.
Madam,
You can as well have the copy and paste function there.
yes.
Yes, they are all part of the quick access toolbar because the what did we say the quick access toolbar does? We are saying it gives you a quick, isn't it a quick and a fast or easy way to perform some of these functions. The fast and easy access to the tools you use most often. The tools you use most often, like you want to undo, you want to redo, you want to save, you want to print, you want to minimize or maximize. They are all parts. Okay, the ones you usually use often is the quick access toolbar. I don't know if somebody has something to say. Okay. Even including the file bottom, because we usually use that a lot. Then we move on to the ribbons. Ribbon. Ribbon has been specified, and can we locate the ribbon? That is the combination of the old version of the menu bar and the toolbar arranged into series of tabs, ranging from the home through the view tab. Each tab contains buttons, lists, and commands. So the ribbons, you can find the home tab. It goes on and on and on to the view tab and all those things. Let's mention some. Let me open the Excel screen itself. Oh, let me show her. Okay. Now I'm going to see Office then. Okay, so for my Chromebook, some of the features are not showing. I wanted to use the Office machine, but the rain stopped. It started raining heavily very early this morning, so I couldn't go to the office. So other than that, I would have shown the full screen for you. Some of the functions are not seen in the using the Chromebook, but the usual the functions for every laptop, if you have it, when I request of it, then you just take a snapshot and show it to the students, show it to your colleagues. I wanted to have this class at the office actually this morning. I prepared so well to rush there, but the rains, when I saw the rain, I said, no, even getting a car will be difficult. So let me just stay in my corner and have the class. All right. Now the file we've discussed, the quick access toolbar, and the tabs too are there. You can see the tabs. The green, usually it shows green, and it's not clear on my screen. What do I see? I can see page layouts. I can see can you see the others? When you open your Excel itself,
Yes.
beneath the title bar, you can see the tabs there. The picture here is not too clear. That's what I'm saying. You should open it and then tell me, because my own, the function, that one is hidden. That one doesn't show it on my full screen. Okay. These are basically all the elements, or there are even more, but I have already explained them. For example, I already explained the name box. I explained the tab as well. Excel's main tasks are brought together and displayed on what? Commands commonly needed. So clicking on a tab once activates the tab. For example, if you want to use the insert tab, you want to insert picture or something, just like Microsoft Word, you can click on the insert tab and all the functions under the tabs will show. And it as soon as it's activated, every function that you want to perform using the insert tab will automatically display for you to choose the function you want to use. Okay, we have some 2 photos on our WhatsApp group. So from time to time, you can be visiting your WhatsApp group to just play along. I mean, what we are discussing here, some of you would take the screenshot and put it there. So the green, do you see he has given an arrow to show the undo, the redo, and all those things, the save button and all those. Those are the quick access toolbar. Depending on the suite you are using, whether you are using 2016, 20 what, 20 what, it may have a different interface. But the most important thing is the functions of each of them will tell you. For example, The ones that was displayed on your screen, I think that one is, I don't know whether it was Excel 2016. That is why it was green. But some ones on the interface is not green, it's black. And it's showing this way. So just understand what each of the tabs mean and what you can use them for, and just work with it. If you are not finding it, I'm sure it is positioned at a different place, because every year and um, ev- every year's interface is different from previous ones. So this is another interface that you can see. Okay, then we have another picture here. I think he clicked on what? Yes, he clicked on the customized access toolbar, and these are some of the options. So you realize that some of the options, when you click it, it's more like a dialog box showing all the options there. New, open, save, email, quick print, spelling, undo, redo. So this is another form of it. Then the group. So we have discussed the tabs. We are saying the tabs, the main tasks are brought together and displayed on all the commands commonly needed. Once the tab is activated, you are able to use the tab. And then it groups them as well. So the group is a chapter of a tab that organizes related commands buttons into subtasks. So for example, we have the home tab. When you click the home tab, it has been grouped into what? Clipboard, fonts, alignments, the number, the styles, the cells, and what? Editing. When you click on the insert tab, you know what to insert: tables, pictures, charts, and all those things. You can click on tabs and then you realize that all of them have what? Subgroups grouped into the function you want to perform. You get it? So we don't want to waste my time with all these reading things. All of these things help you to understand which of them to use, when to use them, and if you want to use a chart, you ask yourself, hey, I want to insert a chart. Where do I go? You know, you have to go to the insert tab, and at the insert tab, you may see the groupings where you can select the particular function you want to perform, whether you want to insert a table, a picture, a chart, or a diagram, or whatsoever. So you know how these operations are performed using Excel. The formula bar we have discussed in the worksheet area. The status bar, what does it do? Just like Word. Do you remember? Features of Word, status bar.
Yes, please.
Yes, tell us what the status bar does.
It tells for us to know the current what one is doing at a particular time.
Come again.
It tells what you are doing at a particular time. Probably which page or the document you are working on.
Okay, good. So in other words, it reports information about the worksheet and provides shortcut for changing the view and the zoom. Apart from reporting it, for example, it's telling you that you are on sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. It also reports what? It gives you the shortcut for changing the view and the zoom. It continues over there. Then we have the zoom control. Of course, if you want to drag, if you want to make it bigger, you can use the plus sign and to increase it. If you want to reduce it, you can. The zoom is just for what? Dragging the slider to either zoom in or zoom out. And that function is also there. Now the tabs on the Excel, this is 2016 ribbon. The tabs. These tabs are what we are going to use a lot. So make sure that you are conversant with each of the tabs and the function it performs. For example, the home tab, we have a lot of functions at the home tab. The insert tab, the page layout where you can what? Include pages, where you can have your headers and footers and all that. The formulas, they are also there. The data, the review button and the view button. We perform a lot of functions using these tabs. So be familiar with these functions and know when to use them. Then there are 5 primary mouse shapes that we want to look at. Whenever you are using an Excel, we all call it cursor, put the cursor here, put the cursor here, there. However, wherever you put the cursor gives you a particular shape. Have you noticed that? When you take your cursor or while you are what? Moving around the screen and you want to choose some commands, for example, the access toolbars or the menu command, you realize an arrow shows. So the arrow is used to choose the menu commands, access toolbars, and complete dialog boxes. That is the arrow showing. When you go to the top there, if you want to go and click on the title toolbar and probably change it, as soon as you put the cursor there, it changes towards an arrow. That is what basically it does. Used to choose the menu commands, access toolbars, and then complete dialog boxes. However, when you bring the cross into the grid lines, where you want to select a particular cell, it changes to cross. Have you realized it? So while I mention these things, I just want you to use your screen. You have already opened the Excel. You have launched your Excel. So when I mention each of the mouse shapes, rehearse it. For example, the first thing, the arrow, take your cell, your cursor to the menu bar. You just take it to the title bar and give it a title. Look at the shape of the cursor. It is what? An arrow shape. When you are done, bring the cursor to any of the cells. You can put it at A1 or B2 or any place. You realize that it changes it to what? A cross. It changes it to a cross sign. And assuming you are occupied with a task and then the machine is slowing down, you can see it, the machine is slowing down. What is it? Or you are opening websites alongside the work and a whole lot. You realize that there is one that moves in circular. It is called what? The hourglass. We discussed these mouse shapes during work. Those mouse shapes can be performed, can be applied in Excel as well. So I wouldn't say a lot. Hourglass is used when an Excel is occupied with another task and expects you to wait. And we have also the I-beam to modify and edit text in the formula bar in the cell. So for example, you want to edit something, you go to the formula bar and change it. Instead of you to add C1 to C4, C1 plus C4, you are adding C1 plus C3. That is why you had the wrong answer. Hey, no, I have to change it. It's not C4, but rather C5. When you go and change it at the formula bar, you realize that the mouse shape would be an I-beam, would be the letter I. Then we have the hand. Hand is used to select the shortcut and display definitions. So when you want to use shortcuts and you want to display certain definitions, the hand appears. Now, after you have, assuming you have finished working with the Excel, you have to save it. Just like MS Word, who is going to take us through the save proceedings? How do you save your documents? Somebody should take us through saving a document because you have done it in Microsoft Word. The same thing applies in Excel. So you can transfer the knowledge and tell us. Charles, go ahead.
All right, thank you, madam. Please, when you want to save a document, even a document, we have two types. We have a temporary save and a permanent save. If you want to save it for permanent, you first locate home page, and on the home page, you go to the left corner of the screen, then you click on files. On the file, you see a pop-up menu. A pop-up menu will come, save as, new, and the rest. So you locate, if you want to save it permanent, you go to save as. Then you click on the save. You locate save as. On the pop-up menu, that is when you want to save it for permanent. And you give a name to your document, then you finally save it. But if you want to save,
Oh, we lost Charles. Okay, so
hello, madam.
Charles is right.
Hello, madam.
Hello. Yes.
Please, should I go back? Should I repeat myself?
I just want to add something to what you said. It's not about permanent and temporarily saving. You can call it that way, but it might confuse other colleagues. The idea is saving it for the first time. If you are saving it for the first time, you have not given any name to it. So there's a need for you to give it a name for the first time. But if you are still working on that same document and you, from time to time, you have to save it, you use the save. Saving for the first time by giving it a name, you give it what? Save as. You get it. So for example, if you are using a desktop and like your monitor and your system units, and I mean the parts of the computer are not together like a laptop, where you have the battery. Right now, as I'm talking to you, the light went off. So for example, I'm using a desktop, which is plug and play, such that when the light goes off, the machine shuts down automatically. So that is why it is advised that from time to time, you save your work. You get it. So from time to time, you save your work. So saving it from the first time, for example, I have given it a name. But after I saved it, I have worked about a half page, what I've done. Then the following I did another work about 2 pages. Assuming you don't save it, what happens? And the light goes off and you are using plug and play, you will lose it. It's maybe if auto save or something may retrieve part of the content of the message. So saving it permanently, as you said, is save as, but it actually means you are saving it for the first time. But from time to time, if you don't save it and you lose it, the ones you saved at the initial start, that will only for you what you get. The recent ones that you added, if you don't save again by clicking Control S or using the save button before you close down. Sometimes if you don't save and you're even closing it down, you click the cross. That means you are closing that application. A pop-up menu appears. Would you like to save this document or not? So when you click on save document, it saves for you. But if you click don't save and you think next time you can open the document and you find the other works you did apart from the first one you did, you lie. You will not get it, because when it asks you, would you want to save the document? You clicked on no. So let's be careful with that. For the saving a document,
All right.
we have discussed it. We have discussed it even in Word document. It is important to save your document. And another thing is, because we are not used to Excel, sometimes saving an Excel document is a big problem. It is simple. The only thing is know the place you want to save it. If you want to save it in your documents, you can still retrieve your Excel work from My Documents. You can still retrieve it from, if you want to save it on the desktop, so that if it is something you work on it all the time, you want to save it on the desktop, it is fine. But know the location where you saved it. Don't go and open your Excel page and think you have saved the work there and then you can't find it. Make sure you locate the place to save the document. It applies to all other documents, even Word documents. Some of you will work on a Word document, save it on my computer, and it will be disturbing your desktop. Even though my computer is found on the desktop, you think that the page itself will be seen. Like if you have saved it with your name, you think you are going to see your name on the desktop. Meanwhile, you have saved it on my computer. You have saved it in my documents. You have saved it, even probably you had a pen drive in your desktop, and then you saved the work on your pen drive, and you took the pen drive away. Don't search for the work on your machine when you have saved the work on your pen drive. So the location of wherever you want to save your document is also important. Any question? I want us to finish with all the whole issue before we start the practical work itself today. Charles, your hand is still up. Other than that, put your hand down. Okay. If there are no questions, then we continue. So these are the tabs on the Excel ribbon. Then the 5 primary mouse shapes, we have discussed it as well. Saving, okay. Now entering the data into an Excel worksheet. To enter a data into an Excel worksheet, how do you go by it? You first select the cell in which you want to enter the text. Then you type in the text or the data into the cell and you press the enter key. Text entries are left aligned by default. So can we try our hands on it? Enter anything at all in the worksheet. In the worksheet, we have discussed it. Any of the cells. Select a cell that you like and type something in there. When you are done, just click on enter. And that is how you enter data into the worksheet. To enter numbers into a worksheet, the same thing. Select any cell and type in a number and press enter. However, if you want to deal with negative numbers, you can use the minus sign, or you type and then put the number in a bracket. Whenever you put numbers in a bracket, it means you are what? You are, it's actually a negative number. if we remember so well, in accounting, when we want to subtract, when you are using pen and paper to perform maybe balance sheet or income statement or anything, if you can remember, when you want to take away anything, or you want to even do bank reconciliation statement, and you want to take away any of the things, the figures you have put there, you put them in brackets. So putting numbers in brackets should not be a new thing to you. It shows that it is actually a negative number. To indicate decimals, you use full stop. So full stop is to indicate decimals. Then numbers are always aligned to the right by default. However, by text, I mean the use of alphabets are aligned to the left and numbers are aligned to the right. So take notes. If you like, let's try our hands on them. Go to cell B1 and just type scores. Just type scores. And then come towards the same B column. And then probably put in some figures there. Maybe the first score is 18, second score 20, third score 25, and see how they have been aligned. The text is aligned to the left, and then the numbers or the figures are aligned to the right. If you want to enter dates and times too, you can do that with Excel. How do you do that? You type the date or time by using either a hyphen or a slash. So today's date, you want to type it in using what? 21st June 2025. 21st, you want to start with day 21st, that's the day, the month, and then the year. The day, month, and year. If you want to go by that, then it's 21/6/2025. And that is how you type in dates using Excel, either the slash or the hyphen. In any case, whenever you input a data into the worksheet, you press enter when you are done. To enter the current date, you can press Ctrl plus the semicolon. And to enter a current time, you can press Ctrl plus the colon itself. We can try our hands on it in the next minute. Navigating a worksheet. Navigate means what? To move. Just like we did in Word. I will not speak much on this because you know how to move using Word with the use of the arrow keys. The tab key is used to move one cell to the right. So let's go to the screen and then practice it. So when I say tab key on your Excel sheet, move from A1 to B1. What do? You can use the arrow key or the tab key. Move from B1 to A1. You use the arrow key. This time you use the arrow key that goes to the left, or you can just use the tab key and then shift. You press shift and the tab key simultaneously. It moves you to the left. So when I say that, I expect you to do it, okay? Do it so that you be conversant with it. If you want to move a cell down, usually press the enter key, or you can press the down arrow key. To move it up, you can still press enter key, but this time around, you have to press it with shift simultaneously, or just use the arrow key to the top arrow key. To the right hand edge of the current region, Control plus the arrow key. The same applies to the left. To the bottom, Control plus the down arrow key, and then to the top, Control plus what? The top arrow key. So you'll be trying all these things. Then the home, when you press the home key, it takes you to the first cell in the row. If you like, all of you press the home tab, the home key, the home key on your keyboard. When you have that home, it takes you automatically to the first cell. So it will take you to A1, assuming you are working on Z, Z2, or Z16, and you press the home key, it takes you to A1, the first tab or the first cell in the row. That is A1. Control plus home, Control plus, and just rehearse it. Page down, page up, and then Alt plus page down, one screen to the right, one screen to the left. So all of these helps you to navigate your worksheet easily. Okay, so you can try your hands on them. So let's do the practice session quickly and see how we can navigate our work. The next 2 minutes, let's use to do the practice session on the slide, You have your work laptop with you. You have lined your Excel. Let's do this practice session quickly and then move on to what we want to do for today. If you have done the practice session, give me a thumbs up. Our number is not encouraging. How many of you are in the class? Because the groups were about 17, but we are not even up to 15. You are only 11 or even 10. Okay, somebody may ask, Madam, can we do copy and paste using Excel? Oh, yes, you can. You can copy and paste with Excel. So if you wish to copy, you can select the range of data you wish to copy. And from the home tab in the clipboard group, you click the copy icon. Or make them a fast way. I don't like using the icons on the tab because I know my shortcut keys. So copy is what? Control C. You finished. You want to go by the icon. You have to go and look for the paste special option and then select where you want to paste it. It's a long process box. So you want to copy all formulas, you want to copy the values alone, you want to copy whichever. That is why you have the paste special. How you want to paste it. Are you only because the reason is Excel figures. Any figure on a cell has an interpretation, except if it is the raw fact. For example, if you type 7 in B2 and you type 2 in B1 and in, let's say, C2, and D2 is not asking you to subtract D2 from C2, and you only type 7 and 2 and D2 you type 3, or sorry, 7 and 2 and you type 9. Okay, let me use as a minus. I've been using some a lot. So B2 you have typed 7 there, D2 you have typed 2, and E2 you have typed 5. If you just key in 5 there, the machine is not typing in the raw data. However, the 5 there, if you go to the formula bar and it is just 5, that means it is just what? A data you put in the cell. Nonetheless, if it is actually an arithmetic operation, that is, we have the 5 as a result of subtracting 2 from 7. Then at E2, instead of the name box to be just 5, the formula bar will tell you that it is what? B2 minus C2. That gave us the D2, which is
Mr. Moshi, please, your video is on.
How long have I been off?
Some few minutes ago.
So what was the last thing I discussed?
This we are talking about the copy and pasting.
Okay, so we are done with that. I only explained how you would, which of the formats you want to use. If you want to copy the value, or you want to copy the formula, or you want to copy the formats, you can choose any of them, and the meaning and the interpretation of whatever you select, what the meaning is. That is what I discussed. So I was asking if there were questions, and then you were all silent. That was how I realized I was actually off throughout. So any question?
Please, your screen is not showing.
Okay. Any other question? Then let's move on. So I discussed this as well, saying that if you want to format and customize data, look at this tab, and then that is the alignment group, right? So to align data to the left or to the right of the cell, you can select the cell or the cells you wish to align. And from the home tab in the alignment group, which I just showed you, this is the alignment group. This is from the home tab. Hello. From this tab in the alignment group, you can click the align text left icon to align data with the left edge of the cell, or you can do so with the right icon. So you can align them to the left or to the right, just like we have it in Word documents. When you are typing your address, for example, the sender's address, you want to align it to the right. You select the sender's address, and then at the alignment group, you take it to the right. As for this one, Coco, I don't have to talk a lot on it. The same applies to orientation. In the orientation of data cells, you can select the cells you wish to change. And here also, from the alignment group, click the orientation icon. The orientation icon is that AB's icon that has the arrow, diagonal arrow to the top. Diagonal arrow showing to the top. So it is rightly beneath the review, if you can see. That is orientation icon. And orientation simply means how you want the text to look like. Unlike Word, where the orientation is either portrait or landscape, here in Excel, it is asking you how some of the text you want to look like. Do you want it to go up or down, diagonal, and others? This usually happens when you have some of you want to use certain styles. For example, in typing certain document, you want your text to go diagonally across the cell. You can use that type of orientation. So you can rehearse any of them and see how it will work for you. For example, you can type in a text like names, and then use the orientation, whether you want it to be vertical text rotate text up or rotate text down, or format cell alignment where you want it to be what, diagonal or whatsoever. It's just a style of writing, so you can use that too. This is another practice session, and here I want us to learn how to wrap a text. So type in introduction to Microsoft Excel, type the whole thing, and then let's do something. You realize that even the introduction alone might not fit into a cell. The whole text should be there when you click on the name box, but when it's showing, it might just say introduct. Even the shin may not come. So there's a need for us to wrap the cell such that we can see the whole phrase, introduction to Microsoft Excel. So we should type this in cell C5 and press enter, and then see what I am saying. Whatever I'm talking about, you see it happening exactly the way I have said it. So type introduction to Microsoft Excel. Type it in cell C5. Cell C5. If you have typed it, give me a thumbs up. Okay, Lizzie. Good, Catherine. Good. Oma, I've seen you. And all say good. Okay, we have students, 3 students being able to type into cell C5. So press the enter key. What do you see? Those who have typed it, what do you see? Show it on your WhatsApp page, and then let's do something about it.
Madam,
Yes.
please, I don't know whether I'm right. Mine has covered cells C5, D5, and then E5.
Have you pressed the enter?
Yes, please.
And it's showing in C5, C6. So take a snapshot and let's see.
No, it's showing in C5, D5, and then E5.
So you take a snapshot on your WhatsApp and let's see.
Okay.
So that is what will happen. Now the issue is, if you are moving to cell, the other cells, which you want to actually put another information there, because that information, introduction to Microsoft Excel, should actually be in one cell. It should not extend to the other cell. So what do? So that very cell, we want to wrap it. Wrapping it means you want to maintain the whole information in one particular cell. We don't want it to show in cell C5, because when you are typing in cell C5, that means when you click on cell C6, go to the formula bar, you see that the cell C6, it only writes cell C6. It doesn't tell you in the formula bar that Microsoft Excel is in cell C6. An introduction to it in cell C5. Cell C6 is empty because by default, whatever you type in cell C5 had registered. So introduction to Microsoft Excel, the whole thing is actually an information meant to be in cell C5. Do you get it? So what we are going to do is, Since maybe you are going to print it out and you want it to show that it is in cell C5, or even if you are not going to print it out, you don't want it to affect other cells. You want to wrap the cell, the content of the message in cell C5. So activate cell C5. To activate it, just put your cursor there and click on it. So when you type the text Introduction to Microsoft Excel into cell C5 and press enter, the entry will appear as long line that does not fit into the cell. You select cell C5 and then on the home tab in the alignment group, click the wrap text icon. That is what I'm saying. You want to wrap the text so that the text will maintain in cell C5 and not extend to the other cells like you are saying. So you want to use the wrap text icon. To use the wrap text icon, still on the alignment group. Hello, this is the alignment group. Do you see it? This is how you are going to see it on the alignment group. I showed one here. Yes, this is the alignment group. Have you seen it? From the alignment group, you have wrap text. Wrap text from the alignment group. Then you click it. So when you activate cell C5, when you press enter, you realize it is long. So go and activate cell C5 and then click on wrap text. And after you have clicked on wrap text, this is what is expected to show. This is what you are expecting to see on your screen. That it will wrap the whole text into what? Introduction to Microsoft Excel. Even with this, you realize that the way it has wrapped the cell is not showing the full introduction. You want to extend the cell. Go to C itself, the column C, where the alphabets are. C, I'm not saying C1 or C2 or C anything. Go to the column C, and then where your cursor, put your cursor on the line, the line between C and D. Do you get it? The line between C and D. Put your cursor on it and drag it. When you drag it, it will what? Make the space wider. It will increase the space of C so that at least the introduction can be there, or introduction to can be there. So you can have introduction to Microsoft Excel being written nicely, even in the wrap text. The text that had been wrapped, you can now see its introduction on the same line. And probably you can add two, depending on how wide you want it to be. Or you can let only introduction to be on one line, then to Microsoft Excel be on two different lines, all in the wrapped cell. If you, I think let me open another tab here. So that is how I have. Let me see. You see, sheet one. When yesterday this is what I'm saying. So introduction to Microsoft Excel. I have extended the line here. when it was formerly like this, have you seen? It was formerly like this. I think it only came as a introduction to Microsoft Excel. And I'm saying put your cursor between the lines C and D here, and then drag it so that at least you can have introduction on one cell on the same line, introduction to Microsoft Excel, but we have still wrapped this text. When you were talking about the text alignment, this one, I use for the orientation that shows the arrow to the top. And that is how come we have the 44 showing to the top. You can as well use diagonal and others. All of these things were just what testing all those tabs and how it functions. So that is the introduction to Microsoft Excel, the word wrap I am talking about. If we have been able to do it, give me a thumbs up. Good. Catherine, Lizzie, Harriet is on course. Can we move on? Okay. So to merge several cells, you can as well merge other cells. On the home tab, the alignment group, you can click on what? Merge and center icon. So first you have to select the cells that you want to merge to become one cell. And then you use the merge and center icon from the home tab. You can equally use the same approach to shrink the text into one cell. To shrink it into one cell, you can type the data that you require this into the cell and press enter. Then you right click on the selected cells and then you click on format cells. So from the format cells, you can click on the alignment tab, and from there you can take the shrink. Let's see how it's being done. So let's enter anything in any of the cells. Enter it in 3 cells. You want to try the merge and center first. Enter it in 3 cells, and then you can merge and center. So for example, we are going to try this on a new page where you would merge 3 cells. You merge 3 cells, but we are going to type a long statement, like even the introduction to Microsoft Word. You can type it as a heading in your cell and then merge and center. You get it? You can type it there, merge and center it. You can as well type the whole introduction to Microsoft Word, and with the steps that I have said, take the shrink option. That is how you shrink a text. So the data, when you type the full Microsoft introduction to Microsoft Excel, when you finish typing, just press enter. You right click on that selected cell. When you right click, the pop-up menu that shows, I think last but 1 or 2, you see what is format cells. So just type I'm going over again. I'm saying that same introduction to Microsoft Excel that you have typed, you can retype again, or you can copy it in any of the cell. When you type it, right click on it. When you right click on it, you see the format cells. Beneath it, the pop-up menu that shows the format cells is usually the last bar 3 or last bar 2. You scroll down and then you see the format cells. So the format cells, click on it. When you click on format cells, a dialog box will be opened for you. And on that dialog box displayed, click on the alignment tab. There's an alignment tab over there. Click on it. And then from that side too, you can see text control. From the alignment as there is text control. And that text control portion from the alignment tab, you see text control. There are options to select from by ticking. So you can take the shrink option. And then when you take the shrink option, you just click on OK. As soon as you click on OK, you see that the text introduction to Microsoft Word has shrinked such that you will not even see the text. It has shrunk to the minimal a shrink yankasa. That is how you shrink a text. But it can be made visible when you zoom it. So when you shrink it, if you like zoom it and see, you see that your text is still there. But because it has been shrunk, you can't even see the text. It has shrunk so well that you can't even read it. But when you zoom it, you can see that, oh, okay, Microsoft introduction to Microsoft Excel was what is in the cell. But because it has been shrunk, you can't see it. When you zoom it, you will see. So you can try your hands on that too. In the next 2 minutes, try your hands on it and then give me feedback. If it was successful, give me a thumbs up. If it was unsuccessful, you can give me a thumbs down or raise your hand if you want to ask a question. Oh, Lizzie, you didn't get it.
Yes, please.
So who had it? Who had it? I'm going to open a worksheet and then you just try our hands on all together. But I want to ask if somebody else had it. And I'm only now. Oh, okay, at least the course rep had it. Let's just say, at least, let me just open a worksheet and a spreadsheet and see. Okay. So, okay, my main and I'm in sheet 3. Okay, my main add more sheets. Oh, I mean, what type here then over. Now I'm typing words. Introduction to Microsoft Excel, right? Introduction to Microsoft Excel. I've entered the tool. When I'm at A1, the formula bar is showing that introduction to Microsoft Excel. When say formula bar, no, it's telling you that the introduction to Microsoft Excel is for A1. When I go to B1, when we said there's nothing showing in the formula bar. It's assuming B1, I want to say introduction to Word documents, because there's nothing shown in B1. That means that the whole thing, though it has taken B1, is actually a text for A1. So if I want to merge the cell, I can decide to click on A1 and then merge cells. By going to, how do we merge cells? A. We no question. One would be there for me. I can't even find the alignment group here. Yesterday, I did this with the office machine. Oh, that's why I wanted to have the class at the office today. Who said my Chromebook does not have some of these functions? Okay, let's see if I can shrink cell. Okay, what you do is, Poma, you raise your hand. Can you share your screen on WhatsApp? Share your screen on WhatsApp with them, or take a screenshot of it and then let them see how you did it. These functions, this, for example, all of these things I did yesterday. I used the office machine, shrinking, and then I put it in my mail and then I downloaded it here. So shrinking, merging, and all those things. I don't know why it is refusing, or mine it's hidden somewhere. Okay, let me see. Okay, mine is here. We can still have it. So I think we were at sheet 3 here. Good. So when I click the first thing, the format is here. Good. Mine is giving us the function this way. If it's Word, I don't know the type of Excel you are using. You should have it, but maybe the features will be somewhere. So format, I have my alignment here. You see, I have the word wrap here. So when I did the word wrap, I chose this, and then probably I would choose the wrap to give me the introduction to Microsoft Excel. Fair. The same thing, I can, let me undo, and then so use the shrink option. The shrink should be there. Okay, alignment. Okay, yes, if you want to align left, center, or right, we discussed it, right? You can align it. Maybe I want to put it at the center of it. Or yeah, or let me undo, and then still at the format. Merge cells. My merge cells is not active. So mine, they use the rotation, Bakubina Meyer. The main source is not even active here, or you want to. So these are my functions. So, Omar, can you access them?
Madam, sorry, I should assist them with a word wrap.
Oh, the shrink. I'm saying that for my Chromebook, I don't have the shrink function. And you
Oh,
saw
okay.
it.
Yes.
Did you see that? You saw that I didn't have the shrink function. Even the merge function, it was inactive. The only thing was the wrap. And that
Okay.
was
So,
how I wrapped it. Yes, I can show it again. So, for example, introduction to Excel for mine is just wrapping. So when I wrapped it, you see, this is what we did at first. When you wrap it, the whole thing will be in cell A. So when you go to cell B, you can type something else there. The same wrapping function as I gave you the steps with the normal laptop. You find it at the shrink. You can't format when you right click it, you go to format. And when you right click and go to format, I think you would find the function that says shrink, where you take it. When you take it, the whole introduction to Microsoft Excel can be shrinked. It will be very tiny that you can't read it. But when you zoom it, you see that, oh, indeed, it was actually introduction to Microsoft Excel that has been shrunk to those tiny things. It's something that I just wanted you to try your hands on. But Elizabeth said she couldn't do it. And I'm saying if you were able to do it, then you can show her the proceedings, because I have said it, but I'm unable to show it because of my Chromebook. It doesn't have that feature.
okay. So
So
let me take.
uh-huh.
I'm using MacBook. So you let me, I have put the cursor on it to show where we have the wrap test. When you click on it, we have the shrink test to fit. So I just clicked on the shrink text and it just shrink like that. So you let me take a
Yeah,
screenshot and put
yes.
it there.
Yes, just take a screenshot and then send it to them so that we can move on. Now, the meat of the day, or are we done with the slides? Let me see. Good. Yes, that is so simple. So you realize that Obiane Excel, the version. If your version is upgraded one, won't break the brain because you just click on it. Like I think Puma's version is very cute. The wrap and then the shrink text is just there. So you just click on it. The old version, I don't know whether the office machine was 2016. That one, you have to go through that long process by clicking on what format, right? Click format. Well, when you click on format, you go through all those long procedures before you see the shrink text. Then you take it. That version too is there. But this version is very smart. That one is just at the tabs. You can just click on it, then you are good to go. The same applies to the header and footer. The same way we applied headers and footers in our Word document, Microsoft Word, you can as well apply headers and footers in what? Excel. So who is going to take us to the headers and footers? Because you have done it in Word. Let's remind ourselves, somebody should take us to and then do it for us to see. When you are done, click, take a screenshot and send it to your WhatsApp. Quickly, we want to finish with the theory aspect of it, knowing all the functions, when to apply, and then when you come back from the break, you would have a full exercise. I'll take you through the exercise, and if there is more time, I will guide you as to how to do the assignment. Do you get it? Then we end the class for today. So quickly, somebody should take us to headers and footers so that we will be done with the intro, the explanation of all these things. When you come back, then we can continue from there and move to the practical session itself. Oh, Adam, we film a Word document. Yeah, Nwana. Hello. Headers and footers. Can you hear me?
Yes, madam.
Hey, don't allow this weather to make you dull. As for this weather, it's good for sleeping, but please, if sleep knocks on your door, tell him that you are busy. Mr. Sleep, this morning I am busy. I want to have a mastery in Excel so that when you add it to your CV, you have a mastery in Microsoft Word, Excel. Now you say, oh, okay, from your CV, you said you have a mastery, you are proficient in the use of Microsoft Word, you are proficient in the use of Microsoft Excel. Okay, can you compute this data for us? Now, would you know? Hey, what can who say yes, you have a mastery in it? This is just the basis. So even after this class, it will give you an enlightenment. You can go for Excel classes and they're intensive. If you want to have full mastery of it, this one is just the basis. And the basis so please, headers and footers, the same way how we inserted headers and footers in the Word document, as simple as ABCD. So from the view tab, when you go to the workbook views group, you have the page layout icon, that we insert headers and footers from the page layout icon. So from the page layout, you just go to header or footer, and then you type in there. When you type in there, you press enter, automatically whatever you have put at the header or the footer works for you. So let's try our hands on it. Let me insert the view this other slide for you. Oh, where the Maya head another that. Anna. Okay, let's see. Hey, page layout. How are you? I don't have page layout. Hey, I don't have page layout here. Oh. They were fucking bad.
Madam, have you checked view?
All Messi when I inserted her there for that, but all the work I did yesterday, I did it with the office machine. And yeah, everything, all the functions are there. So when I mention this function, I just quickly do it. But my Chromebook, I don't have I don't have paid layout function on the Chromebook. You realize that the only functions I have here is file, edit, view, insert, format, data. That's all tools. That's all. And there was I don't have that function there. That was why this morning I wanted to go and have the class at the office. But in Sonu, I'm fine. Look at the only functions I have here. I don't even know where the headers and footers are positioned. This is internet-based something. Some of the features is that it's like using your tablet to teach. Some of the tablets, even if you install Excel and PowerPoint and other things on it, some of the functions are missing because and also on the style of operating and one and all. You see, these are the only things that they are here. But don't worry. I believe some of you have done it. If you go to the slides, the easiest way is if you have the slides on your phone, or even yes, your laptop, you can partition it where you open the slides one column and like this. But me, I use the minimize, maximize. No, the slide will be at one column, and then your Excel sheet will be at the next column. That one is simple. So that if the slide explains in detail, even the steps where to go to find some of the functions and how to operate them. And see if there will be a function, headers and footers, or see first go towards the page layout view. And then you find the header or footer. Then you click on it. Until we'll read this slide no, alongside, then you'll be working with it. You'll be rehearsing it. And that is how we learn. Unfortunately, I thought this Chromebook had that function. I would have showed it to you here. But I have done the header and footer already. I think sheet 2. Mm? Oh, and I may know him. This one is just the name of the file. So, yesterday, I did. So who has done it? Can we continue? And so be on your head then footer no. Footer no bet we Yeah, no man say Diana.
Madam, the
Uh-huh.
normal laptop, you just go to view, right? When you go to
Yeah,
view
the
and
view
click on,
bottom. Na me so far me call view bottom. I don't know why I didn't see it. It's just show freeze group comments.
no, it comes as a page layout. So when you click
Yeah.
on the page layout, you just have add header, add footer.
That's all. Do you get it? That's all. So you do the headers and footers. So which screen am I sharing at the moment? I'm not sharing any screen. Okay. We have to go for break now, but I just want to wrap up quickly. Yeah, but there and there 4 exercise on so be anyway, and you're ready. Okay, so header and footer. Editing your worksheet and there. If you want to edit, you press F2 and then you edit. Sometimes here in the worksheet itself, whatever cell you want to edit, when you activate the cell, you only activate the cell by putting your cursor to the cell you want to edit. When you click on the cell, automatically you can edit the cell. And then when you finish editing, you just press enter. Then the work can be edited for you. To turn off the cell editing tool, this is the proceedings where you can shut down here, sir. Then there's a practice session on merging cells and all of these things. We have done it. Merge and center, any merge across on merge and all those things. Until mobile back from the break now, you explain some of these formulas into the Excel worksheet. After explaining them and when to use them, then we go ahead and do our exercise. Then we end the class today. Until you can go for 20 minutes break be on. When you come back, you have this. I'm sure today we would even finish before 11 o'clock so that you can have time for other things. So we are going for a 20 minutes break.
Class.
Ade.